This is a tier list for the max hero selector in week 4 Petal Exchange. Tiers are pretty self-explanatory, so I just get straight into it. Firstly, Abigail. She doesn't really need molars, but she's really good PvP pick for Guild Wars and Arena. Alencia, she's only really used for young senior comps, and she can really use the max molar as well, so pretty good. Araminta, I'd say she doesn't need max molars. Arya, decent pick for PvP. Aronka, not good. Bao, I mean, he doesn't really need max molars, but he's a PvE unit. But he does have some damage potential if you build him full damage. But if you're like trying to be really efficient, you shouldn't pick him. Not good. Doesn't need max molars. Decent, pretty good PvE unit. Not good. Good PvE unit, but only for Grass Expedition. She's like the best in slot. I used to use my Grace of Growth, that's what it's called, on her, but ever since I picked her, because I had nothing else to pick, I can use my Grace of Growth for something else. Brig, you get him for free, so I mean, I just put him here since you get him for free anyway. Otherwise, he's like a god tier PvE unit. Cecilia doesn't need max molars, but PvE unit only for the Grass Expedition. Celine, top PvP unit. I'd say Samya is a top PvE unit for the Light Expedition. Can be used in some other. I'll put her in decent. Okay, fine. She's like the best DPS for Light Expedition, so I'll just put her there. Charles, decent pick. I really only use him for the Water Constellation. He's like one of the best DPS there, alongside Ovalen. Charlotte, just not good. Chloe, not good. Shu, I mean, she's decent in PvP, but I wouldn't say she's top. And she's a DPS, so she can use the molars really well. Command model Laika, she's decent, but she doesn't really need the molars. Destina doesn't need the molars either. She's decent in PvP, and that's about it. So, but she's pretty niche even in PvP, so I just put her here. And she is a DPS, so she does use the molars. Elena, good, doesn't need the molars. Eligos, top PvP. But you rarely see him nowadays still, but against certain units, like, he's still really, really good. Avira doesn't need the molars. Ovalen, decent pick for Water Constellation. Fene, top PvE for sure. Can be used in PvP as well, but if I had to choose between top PvP or PvE, it's definitely PvE. Fenris, I'd say top PvE or decent pick. Water Expedition, if he got his EE, like, and it didn't get removed, he'd definitely be here. Because he just kill Haseri completely, but yeah, just put him there. Not good. Say she doesn't need molars, right? I didn't actually check. Yeah, so just double check. She only needs like +3 and +5 on her skill 3 and skill 2, so doesn't need max molars and still a good unit. I'd say Guard Captain Corral's top PvP unit. He counters a lot of things and he's insane turn cycling. Like, he just destroys bystander Huayongs, for example, and Flans. But you do need his artifact. Haste, not a good unit. Huayong, not a good unit. Ilanav, not a good unit. Wukong, decent pick for PvP. Iseria, I want to put her here because I never use her anymore. But I guess if you're early game, I guess you could use her. Doesn't need max molars. Support unit. Genoa, top PvP, even though he's fallen off a lot. He needs a buff to his passive where instead of the cleanse being on the plan A itself, they need to take it out of plan A and move it into the passive. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Kane, not a good unit. Koeric, I mean, he's sometimes used in Hall of Trials, but that's about it. And for that, you don't really need molars on him, but I just put him here. I mean, anti-cleave, but he's not even good at that. I mean, I just put him here. Ken. Don't really know. Like, I've never used this unit before. He seems decent in PvE, but I don't know if that warrants like a decent pick spot. But since I don't know, I'll just put him here. Kisei. I mean, she's decent pick because she's like a niche, very niche PvP unit where you need like godly gear. But even then, like, she's not that good. Like, I kind of want to put her here, and I think I should. Because I think even Karon has more like spots, places that he can be used over this unit. So decent pick, but he doesn't really need molars, max molars, so he's pretty good PvP unit. Lidicar. I don't think she needs like, I'll put her here, but I don't think she needs max molars, right? Let me double check. Yeah, I just double checked. Like, she only really needs +7 skill ups, so not that many molars, but I think this unit is just so good that you just might as well. Like, she's such a broken PvP unit that you might as well just like pick her if you like already have like the rest of these options. So I just leave her here. But she's just that broken. Lilius, decent pick, which she does need like some DPS stats. But I think you only need her S3 max, that's the thing. So let me double check. Yeah, just double check. She really only needs her maxed S3 for the damage, and that's basically it. So she's a good PvP unit but you don't need the max molars for her. A little bit top PvE unit, one-shot Banshee if you have like godly destruction torrent gear, like even the otherworldly Banshee. S2, S3 one-shot. Loa, good, but you don't need molars on her. Ludwig, trash unit. Lulica, top PvE unit. Like, she actually is a DPS unit at the same time, so I guess the max molars isn't like completely wasted on her. So yeah, top PvE. Melissa, decent pick, pretty good PvP unit, but she's not like top tier. Very niche counter pick usage. Mort, top PvP for sure, no explanation needed. Mui, I'll just put her here because Lidica is like doesn't really need the max molars, so I just always put her at the end. Mui, trash unit. Naqual, good but doesn't need max molars. Pavel, trash unit. Peyra, good but don't need max molars. Politis, top PvP if you're going like a full damage Politis, like Cleave Politis. If you're just going for like an effectiveness Politis, you'll go into good but doesn't need max molars. But assuming like you're building one of each Politis, so this type does need, the DPS type does need max molars for PvP. Ran, I'd say after the buff, he'd probably be pretty solid pick for the top PvP unit because it counters Lady of the Scales. Ravi, I think it's just trash at this point. Like, I haven't touched this unit in like several months. I mean, put her here. Okay, fine. If you're like a completely brand new player, she'll carry you through PvE some PvE content for sure. Good, but doesn't need maximal. Actually, I put Destina in the same tier as Ray. Destina is just way better than Ray, so I'm just gonna put him in not good. Rowana, good, but doesn't need max molars. You basically just need max molar S2, and that's basically it. Robin, can you even get Robin? Wait, let me double check. Yeah, you can't even get Robin, so I just put it in the limited section. You can't get Saria. You can't get Stark. You can't get... what else? Setsuka. Can't get Xeno. Okay, that's it. So, Schneel. I mean, it's only for DDR, and DDR's kind of fallen off. It's either this or this. I just put him this because I actually seen DDR like last season a decent amount, even though like he's supposedly fallen off. Senya. No, what am I thinking about? Says, not good. Sharoon. I mean, I want to put her here even after the buff, but I just put her here because she doesn't need max molars. Cigarette, top PvE, but we already get her for free, so I don't really know where to put her. I just put her here. Like, same with Brieg. Like, I just put Oh wait, same thing with Sumia, right? So I just put these three in the same category since we get all these units for free. Teiyu, trash unit. Tamarin, doesn't need max molar. Tenebria, decent pick. Wait, next to Baal, like they don't need max molars and they both basically like are the same unit, so I just put them next to each other. Tywin, doesn't need max molars, very niche usage though, like there's very few places where you use them. Vildred, top PvP, like if you have like a max speed imprint Vildred and you're a cleaver, then actually since there's like since there's like a fresh copy, you won't have max imprint, right? So I just put him a decent pick because of that. If you had like 5 spare Vildred copies for some reason, and this is like your first like max molded copy, and you have like 5 spare Vildreds ready to feed into him to max imprint, and you're a cleaver, I put him here, but like that's like so many different like conditions, right? So I can't put him there. Violet, not a good unit. Vivian, we got her for free, so I put him in the same category as these units, like these 4 units. Yeah, they're all like really good PvE units, but we get them for free already, so you probably molded them already at this point. So yeah, if you haven't, then it's an exception, you can pick them, but they would be in here. Yeah, Euphine, not a good unit. Yoha, okay, fine. I guess you can Zeo cleave with her, but that's about it. So I'll put her in here. Like that's like the only usage for her when you Zeo cleave. And Zeo bridge, if you need another Zeo bridge, is an option. Especially with the Zeo buff, like it's like 100% reliable now. Yoha, good, but doesn't need max molars. Yuna, not a good unit. Zahak. I don't want to say top. He does hard counter evasion units now. I'll put him in decent pick. So that's about it for my tier list. So if you have any comments, what you think should be changed, just leave them below, and I'll see you in the next one.